In this topic, we will learn what is the behavior of a capacitor when AC flows through it. Let us consider a capacitor of capacity C connected to a source of EMF. Let E be the instantaneous value of the EMF. This is the symbol for EMF. Now E is given by E naught sin omega t. This is equation number 1. What happens when direct current flows through a capacitor? What is the nature of the capacitor? That as the current passes through this capacitor, the dielectric inside it opposes the growth of current through it. But what happens? In spite of this opposition, a certain constant value of current is built up in the capacitor. Plates of the capacitor gets charged, and when the capacitor gets fully charged, a particular potential is maintained across its plate, and now the capacitor or the circuit, when the capacitor is fully charged, the current in the circuit falls to 0. But when a alternating source of EMF is applied to a capacitor, now there is a facility that the current reverses its polarity after every half cycle. So if in the positive cycle the capacitor, one of the plate of the capacitor gets charged positively, then as the cycle of the AC is altered or the polarity of the EMF applied is reversed, then the capacitor gets discharged, and when it discharges completely during the negative cycle of the AC, it will again recharge during the positive cycle of the AC. Thus, with the passage of the alternating current, the capacitor goes charging and discharging alternatively. The charge in the capacitor is given by, what is the formula? Q is equal to C into V. So here C and V is replaced as E. So instantaneous value of the charge in the capacitor is given by CE. We write down the value of E as E naught sin omega t. This is Q. To find out the value of current passing through the circuit, I can be obtained as differentiating charge with respect to time. So I is equal to dq by dt. Therefore, current is equal to d by dt of, write down the value of charge, C E naught sin omega t. This will, C is constant, E naught is constant, d by dt of sin omega t. Differentiation of sin omega t is C E naught cos omega t into omega. Differentiation of sin omega t is cos omega t into omega. Thus current is obtained as this omega C into E naught cos omega t. Or we can write it as I is equal to E naught divided by 1 upon omega c into cos omega t. Cos omega t can be written as sin omega t plus pi by 2. Sin theta plus 90 degree. Now I is equal to I naught, that is the peak value, which is equal to E naught upon 1 by omega c. This will obtain when this whole value is equal to 1, the maximum value of sin theta. When sin omega t minus pi by 2 is equal to 1. Current is equal to its peak value given by E naught by 1 by omega c, when sin omega t minus pi is equal to 1. Thus I naught is equal to E naught upon 1 by omega c. Comparing this equation with the expression for the Ohm's law, current is equal to voltage divided by something. Let me write it as E naught is equal to some constant x with a suffix c, because it is related to the capacitor. Earlier we have taken it as xl in the case for an inductor. What is this xc equals to? It is 1 upon omega c. Again it has dimensions of the resistance and it has the SI unit in ohm. Ohm is the SI unit. So this gives us an expression for the resistance. What is this called as? Xc is called as the capacitive reactance. How do we define this capacitive reactance? It is the resistance offered by capacitor in flow of AC, alternating current through it. Xc, the capacitive reactance, it is the resistance offered by capacitor in the flow of alternating current passing through it. उसी तरीके से है जैसे इंडक्टर इंडक्टिव रिएक्टेंस लगाता है, कैपेसिटर कैपेसिटिव रिएक्टेंस लगाता है। इसके डायमेंशन रेजिस्टेंस के जैसे है, ऐसा यूनिट भी ओम है। इट इज ए स्केलर क्वांटिटी। नाउ xc it is equal to 1 by omega c, means xc is inversely proportional to omega. Xc is inversely proportional to c. Therefore, graph between xc and omega, it is a hyperbolic graph like this, showing the inverse variation with omega. Similarly, xc is showing an inverse relationship with the capacitor, so it will also show a hyperbolic graph. Also, xc is equal to 1 upon 2 pi mu c. So xc is also inversely proportional to frequency. The graph between xc and frequency is also a hyperbola curve like this. Comparing the expression for EMF is equal to instantaneous EMF given by E is equal to E naught sin omega t, and current I is equal to I naught sin omega t plus pi by 2. These were the expressions obtained for EMF and current. Let this be equation number 1 and this be equation number 2. So what is the comparison? Between the two? The comparison shows that variation is similar, with the only difference that there is a phase difference between the current and EMF. The phase of EMF is omega t, whereas the phase of current is omega t plus pi by 2. So this time the current is leading. Current is leading. किसको लीड कर रही है? The EMF by a phase of pi by 2. कितने डिग्री का एंगल का से डिफर कर रही है? pi by 2 से. The current is leading the EMF by a phase of pi by 2. In the case of inductor, the current was lagging behind. करंट पीछे थी, करंट का फेस जो था वो EMF के कंपैरिजन में पाई बाई 2 पीछे था। और कैपेसिटर में क्या हो रहा है कि करंट का फेस EMF के फेस से पाई बाई 2 आगे है। द ग्राफिकल रिप्रेजेंटेशन, दिस इज द वेरिएशन ऑफ EMF and pink color shows the variation of the current here. The current is leading the EMF by a phase of pi by 2. The phasor diagram. this line is representing the EMF and this is showing the peak value of the current here I, which is leading the EMF by a phase of pi by 2. So in the capacitor, current is the leader. The average value of the power 1 by T integration 0 to T E I dt. Substituting the values of EMF and current, E is equal to E naught sin omega t, I is equal to I naught sin omega t plus pi by 2 into dt. So P average is equal to 1 upon t E naught I naught integration 0 to t, it is sin omega t into, what is this? Sin omega t plus pi by 2, it is equal to cos omega t into t, or value of P average is equal to 1 upon t E naught I naught integration 0 to t. This is sin omega t cos omega t, the same expression which is obtained in the case of a pure inductor, sin 2 omega t dt. So this value we have solved earlier and the result comes out to be as 0. So average power consumed in a circuit when AC flows through the pure capacitor is also equals to 0, as it was obtained in the case of pure inductor. So thus what we have learned, that a pure capacitor and a pure inductor does not offer any resistance for the flow of current. A pure inductor and a pure capacitor does not consume any power when AC flows through it. As Xc is equal to 1 by omega c, which is equal to 1 upon 2 pi mu c. For direct current or DC, frequency is equal to 0. Therefore, Xc is equal to 1 upon 0, that is equal to infinity. So, what does it mean? That if capacitor offers infinite resistance for flow of DC. If direct current flows through a capacitor, the capacitor will block it because it offers an infinite resistance. Hence, capacitor blocks direct current. Therefore, it is called a blocking capacitor. A question may be asked, why a capacitor is called a blocking capacitor. This capacitor blocks the direct current passing through it because it offers an infinite resistance for the flow of direct current. Hence it is called as a blocking capacitor. The property of inductor is it offers a zero resistance for flow of DC, and the property of capacitor is that it offers an infinite resistance for the flow of current through it. So combination of inductor and capacitor are used to the combination of inductor and capacitor in proper way is used to filter the currents. Sometimes what happens, the current consists of both the components DC and AC. So in order to separate them, filter them, जैसे हम छन्नी से छानते हैं ना, फिल्टर कर देते हैं, उसी तरीके से ये इंडक्टर और कैपेसिटर फिल्टर सर्किट्स में यूज़ किए जाते हैं ताकि करंट के AC और DC कंपोनेंट को अलग अलग कर सकें।